Hey guys, so I'm here to do two reviews actually. The first one is going to be on Eon by Alison Goodman, and the second one is going to be on Me and Earl and the Dying Girl by Jessie Andrews. Before I get started on these reviews though, I sort of want to update you on what I've decided to do with my reviews from now on. When I first started this channel, I told myself I wasn't going to be doing monthly TBRs or wrap-ups. I was just going to do reviews on every single book that I would read. Since starting my channel though, I have realized that I just don't have the time to do that many book reviews. I decided to start doing monthly wrap-ups because I figured is the best way to get my opinion on the books that I've read out there without just doing the reviews on Goodreads. With that said, I will still be doing single book reviews, but they're only going to be for books that I have something extra to say. If there's a book that I liked or didn't like, but there isn't really anything extra that I want to talk about, I'll probably just include it on my monthly wrap-up. If there's a book that I really enjoyed or really didn't enjoy, but there's like a specific thing that I really want to talk about and get your guys' feedback on, I'll probably do a review on it. Now with that said, let's get started on the reviews. Just so you know, if you don't want to watch the Eon review and just want to go straight to the Me and Earl and the Dying Girl review, I will leave an annotation somewhere in one of the bottom corners. The first review is going to be on Eon by Alison Goodman. It is the first book in the Eon duology. This book focuses on a 16-year-old girl named Iona. In this world, there are 12 energy dragons of good fortune. Every dragon has a dragon eye and an apprentice. Iona has been training her whole life to become the next rat dragon eye. The only thing is, females are forbidden to practice dragon magic and are definitely forbidden from becoming dragon eyes. Because of this, Iona disguises herself as a 12-year-old boy. She's trying to become the apprentice of the current rat dragon eye, Lord Ido. Now the choosing ceremony for the apprentice, who will soon become the next dragon eye, is sort of where the story takes off. This is also the point where Eon sort of discovers that Lord Ido is much more sinister than he comes off. He wants to take control of all the energy dragons and just wants to be the most powerful man to ever live. While trying to keep Lord Ido from causing mass destruction, she has to keep her secret of actually being a female, otherwise she will get killed. I really loved this book, I really did. The first 80 pages or so were a bit slow for me because of all the world building, but after that 80 pages, the book sort of took off a little bit and it held a steady pace for a big chunk of the book. But once you hit the last maybe 100-150 pages, the story just goes absolutely bonkers. Things are going crazy. I said this on my Goodreads review, that there were times where if I hadn't held myself back, I probably would have torn the pages out, trying to flip the page fast enough to see what would happen. It was that exciting. The one thing I want to talk about in this book is that if you strip away all the details, it's a pretty basic plot. There's a certain way that a council or a government runs, and then there's that one who wants power over everything, and he will stop at nothing to get what he wants. It's a pretty basic plot that's done in a lot of books and especially a lot of movies. The thing that made this book really great for me though is that Alison Goodman added all these details and all this history that it really made the story its own. She turned this basic overdone plot into something original, interesting, and exciting. Now I want to talk about the characters, not really specifically because I love them all, and that's what I want to talk about. A lot of authors have trouble making the reader connect with the main characters. What I loved about this was that not only did Alison Goodman make you connect with the main characters, she made you connect with the side characters too. The side characters in this book were probably my favorite characters. Characters like Raiko and Lady Della and Rilla and Chart. I love them to death. I ended up giving this book a 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed this book and I highly recommend it. I will definitely be picking up the second book, Iona, and I will definitely be picking up more books by Alison Goodman because she is a fantastic author. This is also the first sort of high fantasy dragon book that I've read, and I think it was definitely a great way to sort of get me into that genre because this book was fantastic. Let's get on to my review of Me and Earl and the Dying Girl by Jessie Andrews. Me and Earl and the Dying Girl focuses on Greg, who is 17 years old. Him and his sort of best friend Earl aren't really popular. In their free time, they make really crappy movies. One day after school, Greg's mom comes into his room and tells him that one of his ex-girlfriends has just gotten leukemia, and so she is sort of forcing him to become her friend. I really enjoyed the plot. I thought this book was really entertaining. It got me hooked in the first 3 pages. Greg's character was absolutely hysterical. I didn't have really any problem with Greg, but I did have a problem with Earl. When I watched Jesse the Reader's review of this, he had mentioned that Earl is like a huge pervert and that it was just kind of gross sometimes. I definitely understand where he got that from. That wasn't really why I had a problem with Earl. We all know that one person. We all know him. That one person who walks around acting like they're a big badass and that nothing can ever hurt them and no one should ever mess with them because they'll kick your ass. But nobody thinks that about him. Everybody just thinks he is the most obnoxious thing to ever exist. And if we could get away with it, we would just sew their mouth shut so they can never speak. That was Earl for me. I didn't really find him perverted. I just thought he was annoying as hell. I did not like him at all. There was nothing to like about Earl. I did end up giving this book a 4 out of 5 because of that. That's how much I didn't like Earl. Like, he knocked off a point off my rating because he was just that annoying. I did have some really high expectations for this book, and other than Earl, they were actually met. I thought the story was entertaining. I loved the writing style in this book. It bounces back and forth between script and regular writing. Right now, I am currently reading Uglies by Scott Westerfeld. It is the first book in the Uglies quadrilogy. I'm enjoying it so far. Going really slow for my liking. I'm hoping that it really picks up. It's getting to the point where I'm getting depressed when I have to pick up this book. Alright, so those are my reviews of Eon and Me and Earl and the Dying Girl. If you have read either of these books, leave a comment below. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? I will probably have another video up. I need to stop telling you guys when I'm going to have another video up because I always say a few days and then it's like a week later. I will see you in my next video, whenever that may be. Again, all my contact information will be down below. I will see you guys next time. Bye! The first book I will be reviewing is Eon by Alison Goodman. It is the first book in the Eon trilogy. Oh shit.